Hello, it's me again. So I wanted to make another video about travelling in Indonesia, specifically in Bali, which is a Hindu country. This is Jello the dog, isn't he cute? So yeah, travelling in Bali, which is a Hindu country, they're very, very spiritual, and their culture and religious practices just weave through everything in their life and their daily practices. So, when you're here, it's really good to be respectful of their culture and their customs, and you really don't want to offend anyone because you want to have a good time and you want to sort of, have connection with local people. So you don't want to annoy them or piss them off with your bad manners, before you even start. So I just wanted to give you some heads up on manners and behaviours that are seen as not good here. So, starting. So the first one is when you're pointing, like when you point at something, like where you sort of go, oh yes, look, there's something. It's really bad manners to point. So it's usually like the hand to sort of show what you're looking at. Yeah, because pointing's not good. Also, it's really not good to stand with your hands on your hips, because that's seen as really sort of an aggressive stance. A lot of people stand like this with their hands behind their back, or like this. When you are sitting with a group of people and you get up to stand to walk away, most Balinese people put their hand down like this when they're walking, which is sort of a respectful way to walk past, sort of like honouring them as you're walking. So you sort of walk like this with the dog biting my hand. walking like this, okay? Other things that you need to consider are you never touch a Balinese person on their head, because the top of their head is seen as a very sacred part, so you don't touch them there. Also, your feet. You don't touch a Balinese person's feet, and you never point with your foot, because the feet are attached to the ground, and the ground is seen as dirty. So everything that's on the ground, it's dirty. So you don't point with your feet because that's seen as rude. Even when you're sitting down, because in Bali specifically there's not many chairs, so you spend a lot of time all sitting on the ground. So it's not good to sort of point your foot to someone, because that's also seen as really rude, because it's, pointing with your feet. Other things to consider are going out in public. And in Indonesia, you'll notice that people don't show affection in public. So boys and girls specifically do not hold hands, because it sort of brings attention to them, and it's also seen as rude, like that's something that's private to be kept at home. It's okay for boys and boys to be affectionate with each other, or girls and girls to be affectionate with each other, but not, cross-sex. So if you're here with your lover or your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, just sort of, be respectful of that, because you don't want to draw attention to yourself. Lots of people gossip, so you don't want people to sort of, think you're a little bit shonky because you're showing affection. Another thing that's really important is to be very calm when you're out in public. So if you're bartering with someone, which is when you're starting a business transaction to purchase something, whether it be at the market or in a shop, because most situations, there's another video about bartering. So there'll be times when you're out and you're potentially bartering with someone, and maybe you don't understand them, maybe it's too hot, maybe you feel overwhelmed, and you might get a little bit flustered or a little bit cheesed off. Most people here, so in Bali, people are very controlled on the outside and they don't show emotion. And they will smile and say tira apa, sing ken, no problem, where it could be a problem. So you're seen as weak or not in control if you show emotion. And yeah, people really won't want to interact with you if you're, you know, really grumpy and cheesed off. So, you know, they say Bali is the island of smiles. You know, a smile and a nod, you know, a recognition goes a long way, you know. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, just, you know, keep your sort of grumpiness inside and sort of let it out when you're in home with, you know, private. So yeah, that's all I just want to say. A few things about manners. Thank you. Bye.